All right, what's up guys? Just wanted to jump in here at the beginning of the video to let you guys know we are thinking about doing some t-shirts and things like that. Jason used to make t-shirts, it was actually a full-time business many years ago. And we've got one that he's drawn up with a 55 gasser, kind of cartoony, doing a burnout. And we kind of got some other ideas in the pipeline and we're not really too sure if anyone would be interested. We got a lot of people locally that are. So if you could drop a comment below if you're interested, and hopefully in the near future we're going to get something set up so we can start selling shirts and whatever else it is we decide to do. So I'm just kind of trying to get an idea if it would be worthwhile for us to do for the channel yet, and see if you guys want them. And I know everyone tends to like the gasser stuff, so that's probably what we'll start off doing, is a 55 gasser on a t-shirt. And yeah, like the video and drop a comment, let us know if you're interested. So let's get on with the video. All right, what's up guys? Welcome back. Jumping in on the 55 on the weekend. And we're gonna go ahead and get the leaf springs under this so we can get that rear end up in there, kind of get it mocked up in place and figure out what our measurements are for the wheels, back spacing, and get the rear end where it's supposed to sit so it can be ready for when we get that engine and trans mocked up. So probably hit you with a time lapse here of us getting all this stuff together. So here we go. Now that you guys saw it in the time lapse, got this thing mocked up in there. It's pretty cool to finally see it sitting up in there. Everything's just loosely mocked up, and obviously that jack stand's as tall as it can go. We just wanted the front of the rear end the pinion not to be just dropping down to the floor. So we just kind of got that supporting it for now. But anyway, it's in there, and we got our little perches underneath it for mock up. So basically it's just in there so we can go through and measure everything and figure out everything we want. But we just wanted to go ahead and hurry up and throw it in there before we were done for the day and see what it looks like. So pretty cool.
And you can tell them we can't put the wheels on yet.
Right. Because this is a 5-inch bolt pattern. So, and our wheels are 4 3/4. So we're either going to find wheels or we're going to re-drill those guys to adapt to 4 3/4. We're just not sure what we're going to do yet. So anyway, that's pretty cool.
That's awesome. Boy, Ryan, that's way out there, isn't it? Huh? Them freaking tires are going to be sticking 7 miles out on the side.
Cool. You know, all right, what is up? We're in the midnight oil tonight, and I want to go ahead and make this car kind of like mobile again, because weather's getting cold here in Indiana. It's not bad right now, but I know by the time we get these heads back, it's going to be pretty cold. And as you can tell, the front of this car is butted right up against the garage door, about as far forward as we can get. And to get the engine and stuff in, obviously we want to come in through that way. So to do it, we'd have to have the garage door open and be cold. And I don't feel like doing that. So I think the goal is here, what I'm gonna do is rotate the rear end up a little bit, and then it's sitting in the cups, and I'm gonna get the U-bolts through it with the bottoms and clamp everything together real tight so it should stay together so we can set this thing on the ground and make it a roller. But what I am gonna do first is get this rear end centered and make sure we're at least semi-close. Probably put you guys on another time lapse because unfortunately I don't have anyone to film me doing any of this. So hopefully what you'll see is getting this thing squared up, rotating it and getting it clamped in place with the U-bolts and the lower plates. So let's get to it. All right, so basically I went through and got this rear end centered, and it went pretty well, pretty easy. It's not absolutely perfect, but it's pretty spot on. So after I get this thing centered, you'll kind of notice in the second portion of the time lapse, kind of fighting with getting these U-bolts around the rear end, but I didn't realize the stock Chevys are a 3-inch U-bolt, and these axle tubes are a little bit bigger on the Pontiac. So we had to get 3 1/8 inch. So this is basically pointless. I went through here and did all this and realized it was not going to work. So this was pretty much a waste of time. So that's pretty much the end of the update on the 55. I got footage of the small block and the Nova, doing that swap and getting all that stuff, pretty stuff put on. So I'm gonna probably start off and insert clips of that all the way until the end, because I was getting some stuff moved into the new house and Jason went ahead and got the engine put back in it. So I'll include that at the very end after the footage I'll show you first of getting all the other stuff done. So I wanted to kind of show some stuff over here really quick, and then we'll jump into that Nova. So anyway, Jason got this quarter sectioned in on the Opal, so that's pretty cool. Doesn't have the lower sections done yet because we're having to use all the old pieces, you know, to make good of what we do have, since they don't really reproduce anything for them over here. So, and also he's got this stuff, getting it all fit and got everything cut back out of the center and drilled out. So hopefully gonna have Jason start filming a little bit when he does some of this stuff, and I'll probably throw the videos together. That way we're not missing out a whole lot on these builds. There's the floor for the Nomad, got it over and ready. And then here's some supports he made up as well for the body. But anyway, just want to throw that in there real quick to show that we are getting some stuff done. But anyway, we'll go ahead and jump into this Nova for you guys and probably have a little update at the very end on the 55 at home. So probably another little update video. Unfortunately, we've had a few of those lately, but anyway, as well as the Corvette, we got an original radiator for it. So that means the core support and all that stuff's ready to go in, and not much has changed on it other than getting the trunk dialed in, getting the spare tire cover and this back piece kind of laid in for now. But anyway, here we go into the Nova. Hope you guys enjoy it and hopefully see some 55 gasser content soon, because we've pretty much got everything minus a couple little things we're waiting on that should be in this week. But anyway, hope you enjoy. All right, what's up guys? Checking back in here at the shop. Figured I'd throw this in at the beginning of the video. Since I'm not filming like a whole video in itself on this Nova, figured I'd throw in another little update here. Got the engine bay all done. Kind of a factory satin black. Pretty stoked with how it turned out. I mean, really happy, honestly. Looks a million times better. So pretty much ready to get all the masking off the wiring, and we're gonna use some special wiring tape, like a cloth tape, to wrap that stuff. That way it keeps it real nice and we can tuck it up real good against the firewall. And then over here, I'm working on the power steering pump for it, getting it all cleaned up. And then here's the engine. So it turned out pretty good. Got the intake on and bolted down and torqued. And then I just got the water pump sprayed. And it turned out really good as well. So I'll go ahead and hit you with a little time lapse of throwing this engine together. I think I got the intake bolted up and the valve covers on it and stuff like that in that clip. So we'll go ahead and insert that here. And then after that, we'll move on to whatever else. All right, and there's the water pump on it. Kind of sucks it hides that timing cover, but man, it looks nice. So next step, I'm gonna get that plug out and get his entry for the heater hose, and get that swapped over and put in and cleaned up. All right, left off showing you guys I was getting some stuff done on this Nova, and I was an idiot and didn't set up my phone. While I was doing all this, just got all excited and got to working, and I got like 95% of the way through it, and I was like, why didn't I set up my phone? But anyway, I'll go ahead and show you guys where we're at with the small block for this Nova. So I got the power steering pump all repainted, got the engine mounts on, and got this nice March pulley system on. Got the alternator pulley swapped over. Got the new water pump pulley on. Got the water pump painted as well. Can't remember if I showed that. And I also hand polished the intake back up because this thing was pretty nasty looking. But anyway, also painted the balancer. Got all the pulleys on. Basically, we're ready for the belts now. So this thing's pretty much ready to go back in the car now. That's really about it. So now we're waiting on a couple things for the engine bay. That way we can square that away and get ready for this thing going back in. One of the power steering lines, luckily just the return line, which is just the clamped line, is pretty bad. The feed, which is the pressure line, is in good shape. So we'll be cleaning it up and reusing it. But anyway, figured since I got this finished up, get a little B-roll for you guys and get you a nice detailed look at it. That. So that's a good looking pulley system, especially for the price. I think that kit's like $500 and it comes with all that, and then all you need is your belts. So for how nice it is, that's pretty good. They got a lot more expensive kits that are a lot better looking than that, but they are a little bit more pricey. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's see, I'm not sure what I'll get into next on it, but that's pretty much wraps it up for getting the front of the small block done to get it back in that Nova. All right, didn't think I was gonna get a chance to include this, but here we go. Here it is with the engine bay all cleaned up. Waiting on this pulley cover here. Waiting on the belts. Waiting on the header gaskets. Just got a couple things in the mail. Waiting on new, real nice wire loom. And we're getting everything put back together. But it's at least sitting in there and it looks good. Especially with all the fresh bay paint. It just looks nice being all clean. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed getting to see a little update on the 55 as well as a little update at the shop. But yeah, that's going to do it. So I've already got a video started because we got the heads back and doing a little work on those. And we got head gaskets. So hopefully here in the near future, we'll finally be able to make progress now that we're getting the parts we need in the mail. So the latest problem we've run into is the spring perches are a little too wide and it's causing those to kind of flare out when you tighten them down. So we got correct Chevy ones coming in for those. We thought those aftermarket ones would work, but they're just such a thick plate that it's a little bit too wide. But anyway, got all the right stuff coming. So hopefully we'll see some better videos and more progress on this thing here in the very near future. Just been super busy getting moved into our new house, as well as just a couple other things at the shop. So hopefully videos will be back to being a little bit more consistent. So anyway, yeah, that's going to be it. So remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.